Hey everybody, you guys have been wanting me to react to Nilah's ability reveals, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. I was looking through this and these are some of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. I'm legitimately terrified by Nilah after reading through these. So for those of you who don't know, Nilah is a bot lane melee carry. For those of you who've been playing as long as I have, bot lane melee carry means horribly overpowered and eventually nerfed to not be a bot lane melee carry, but a mid laner. Here's the issue. Fundamentally, the mechanics of League of Legends mean that in a 2v2 lane, it's better to be ranged. So what Riot does when they try to push a bot lane melee carry is they make them very overpowered, and then they just make them very overpowered, and then they're overpowered. You get it? So Nilah looks very overpowered. I have had food poisoning and I have a headache, and this is not helping me, okay? So let's go through passive, Unending Joy. Nilah amplifies the healing and shielding abilities of nearby allies. Allies that heal or shield Nilah gain a bonus heal or shield for themselves. And when an allied champion heals or shields themselves near Nilah, she gives herself a bonus heal or shield. So, okay, this one, the first half, isn't terrible. At least they're not bringing back old Mordekaiser's passive where he generates more experience in a duo lane, okay? Basically, melee champions in bot lane have had an issue where enchanters tend to not work so well with them, because if the enchanter shields themselves and the melee champion dies, and because the enchanter needs to play further up because they're with a melee champion, it means that they run the risk of getting burst and die. So what they're doing here, if you shield Nilah, you get a shield for yourself. If you shield yourself, Nilah gets a shield. So hopefully that will make enchanters less squishy and make them better with Nilah. Now, I don't understand this one. Nilah amplifies the healing and shielding abilities of nearby allies. Is that all? Like, do I heal more with lifesteal? Do I heal more with Omnivamp? Things like that? Are abilities things like Darius's Q? If Darius Qs an enemy, will Nilah heal off that? If Vladimir Qs, will Nilah heal off that? I don't know, and it's not very clear, but let's move on. If Nilah last hits an enemy minion, she and her nearest allied champion will gain the normal amount of shared experience, plus half of the experience that would have been lost due to sharing. Okay, let me explain that to you guys. That means that Nilah and her support, both of them, will get 50% more experience. Not actually 50%, slightly below 50%. I'm not gonna go through the math, but that's broken. It's so broken, in fact, that it was on the old Mordekaiser rework. Passive, even with allies present, Mordekaiser gains full experience from minions he kills. This was so broken, he was pick banned at Worlds, then it eventually got nerfed, and then it eventually got nerfed again, and then it literally got removed because it was so broken. And here we can see Riot is bringing it back, but even worse, because she and her ally will generate more experience. That means they will always beat you to level 2. That means they will always beat you to level 3, level 4, level 5. They'll always get level 6 before you. What is this, Riot? This here would have been good. This would have been cool. Why the fuck is this second half of the passive here? It's like you gave her one of the strongest things in the entire game for free. Just like, oh man, here's a really powerful part of her passive. Oh, and also she gets the most broken shit we've ever added into the game. Yeah, just a side thought, just no big deal. Okay, let's go to her Q. Now, her Q is seemingly like Riot realized her passive was one of the most broken things that has ever been added into League of Legends, so they just doubled down on her Q. Active. Nilah's Formless Blade strikes in a line, damaging all enemies hit. Hitting an enemy will briefly increase Nilah's attack range and attack speed, and empower her basic attacks, causing them to splash in a cone and deal additional damage. So just so we're clear, she gets bonus attack range, and attack speed, and does bonus damage, and they all AoE. How much bonus attack range? A good chunk, Riot. This is no longer really a melee champion, do you think? This is kind of mid-range, actually. Not really melee anymore, right? Passive. Attacks and ability damage against champions ignore some of their armor and heal Nilah for part of that damage dealt. This effect scales with crit chance and converts any excess healing into a shield. Riot, she has bonus attack speed and range and AoEs and does bonus damage. And then you were like, but does she have armor pen and lifesteal in her passive? Just to be clear, I haven't even read the rest of these abilities, okay? That means she heals and shields when allies heal and shield nearby. She generates healing and shielding for allies nearby who heal and shield her. She has one of the, if not the most broken concept ever added into League of Legends. Then they double down and they're like, her Q? Yeah, that's gonna need bonus range and attack speed and damage, and she now AoEs, and she gets crit chance, and she gets lifesteal. This is 2 abilities! This is like an entire fucking champion! Okay. Jubilant Veil. Nilah shrouds herself in a Jubilant Veil and briefly gains bonus move speed, takes reduced magic damage, and dodges all incoming basic attacks. Touching an ally champion hides them in the Veil as well, but they'll be protected for a shorter period. But what the fuck is this shit, Riot? They're like, man, Counter-Strike is one of the most powerful abilities in the game. What if you could Counter-Strike, and then it also reduced the magic damage you took, and then also it gives you more movement speed, and then also you can put that Counter-Strike on allies. Now, okay, look, what the fuck, Riot? Look, one of the only weaknesses of Counter-Strike is you don't get bonus movement speed. This one gives bonus movement speed. And then they're like, not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. It needs to reduce magic damage. Dodging every fucking basic attack in the game, not good enough. We need to reduce the magic damage. Otherwise people could still hurt you. And then she can hit allies? She can, do they show that? She can Counter-Strike for allies? But why? Slipstream lets Nilah dash through a target unit, traveling a fixed distance every time and damaging all enemies she passes through. She can store up to 2 charges at once. Cast Formless Blades during Slipstream to pull a wave in your path, dealing damage after a quick delay and granting Formless Blades enhanced basic attack effect. Okay, so she gets a dash, and she can dash twice. I guess. I don't really know. And she can use it on her Q to auto hit her Q. I guess when Kiana can gap close into auto hitting her Q, you know, the thing that Riot toned down because that shit's really dumb, I guess they thought that's a really smart idea. Why don't we do that thing that was really overpowered for another champion? There's not enough effects and abilities on this champion yet. Fuck it. Why not add this? Now look, I'm sorry if I'm coming across as overly negative, but we all know it, right? You know it, I know it, we all know it. This champion is gonna be broken as fuck. They're gonna come out and on release they'll have like a 50% win rate and people will be like, no, it's only 50%, it's not a big deal. And then they'll get nerfed and then they'll be 50% again. Then they'll get nerfed and they'll be 50% again. I'm 100% guaranteeing you this champion's gonna be a Phelios. They're gonna be nerfed 90 times in a row and then they're just gonna keep going back up to 50% win rate as people continue to learn the bullshit of the champion. And then eventually they'll stop getting nerfed and then they'll somehow go to 53%. Apothes. Oh, and just to be clear, if a new champion has a 50% win rate, they're broken as fuck because first timing champions shouldn't give you a 50% win rate. Apothes. Nilah unleashes a surge of power, lashes her whip in an area around her, and with a final burst pulls enemies in towards the center. You know, I was wondering where the hard CC was gonna be. I mean, I was looking at this skin, I thought this champion is no hard CC. Apothes heals Nilah for a part of the damage dealt, converting any excess healing into a shield. This effect scales with crit chance and is granted to nearby allies. The shield is granted to allies? The heal is granted to allies? What is does she shield and heal allies? I'm confused. Okay, so she has Diana ult, except it shields and heals. Is this just like a clown car champion? This feels like a clown car. They just loaded it up with all the broken effects of other champions like a clown car. It's just, I feel like reading through this, it just keeps going and going and going. It's just like, what if we had the most broken parts of Kiana, of old Mordekaiser, of Diana, and it take Jax, power creep Jax. Like, I don't understand what is going on here, Riot. I don't understand this. What is going on here? What effect scales with crit chance? The knockback? What is granted to nearby allies? The healing? Does she have an AoE shield knockback heal thing? I don't understand. My brain is hurting, Riot. My brain is hurting. That's my reaction. I literally don't have any other reaction. Is this seriously it? Okay. Well, here's my history lesson of the day for those of you guys who want a history lesson. So Riot has added 2 Indian champions, Akshan and Karma, and some people are a bit odded out. And so let me actually give you a bit of a history lesson. India is very, very large, obviously, and the dark-skinned people actually come more from the south. So this would be, assuming you're not including one of the skins where Karma's a bit dark-skinned, but this would be the first South Indian added into the game. That's it. That's my history lesson. That's all I got. I'm bringing some positivity. Riot's being inclusive and not just only including the northern fair-skinned Indians. That's it. That's literally it. Congratulations, Riot. I mean, look, actually, to be completely honest, I think that is a good thing because India has over 1 billion people. So everything just being North India actually does get a bit, you know, like there's lots of people. I think it's only like 30% of Indians are dark-skinned and they come from the south. So, you know, but I'm just saying that, you know, it's nice to be inclusive. That's it. I'm ending positively. We're ending positively right here. Yay! Everyone make sure to like, everyone make sure to subscribe, everyone make sure to leave a comment on your thoughts down below. That's it. Oh, subscribe to my Patreon. The link is in the description. And also, special shout out to my YouTube members. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I have a really bad headache after reading this. I don't like this champion at all. You want to know my end thoughts? Here's my actual end thoughts on the matter for this one. Here's my actual end thoughts. This shit is so broken. Riot, please don't add this into the game. Don't do this. This is not a melee champion. Anyway, that's it. Bye-bye, everybody.